Greetings everyone. The topic of our video today pertains to the remarkable advantages of speaking multiple languages. Research suggests that bilingualism can bolster core abilities, such as executive function, in children from diverse backgrounds, including those with autism spectrum disorder. In many cases, youngsters who routinely speak two or more languages demonstrate stronger skills in switching tasks and controlling impulses. Without further ado, let us delve into our discussion. Bilingualism, much like a flourishing garden, can confer numerous cognitive advantages. New research from the University of Miami College of Arts and Sciences underscores that nurturing more than one language at home may be especially beneficial for children with autism spectrum disorder, ASD. A dedicated research group, led by Celia Romero, a graduate student in clinical psychology, alongside Associate Professor Lynn Perry, Professor Michael Alessandri, and former university professor Lucina Udin, investigated the role of bilingualism in 112 children, including typically developing children and children with autism, between the ages of 7 to 12 years old. They found that youngsters who speak two or more languages often have stronger executive functioning skills, enabling them to regulate impulses and pivot between tasks more easily than monolingual children. We discovered that multilingualism is associated with improvements in executive function, which in turn is associated with improvements in autism symptoms, Perry said. There were hints of this in the literature before, but it was exciting to see how far-reaching those differences were in this research. Published in the journal Autism Research, the results are especially noteworthy because executive functioning is a formidable challenge for many children on the spectrum. Yet the findings show that the perks of speaking multiple languages are not confined to those with autism. Key facets of autism include social communication difficulties, restricted and repetitive behaviors, and struggles with executive function skills. These mental mechanisms guide us in planning, focusing, retaining instructions, and efficiently managing concurrent tasks. Although executive function skills mature and improve throughout life, individuals with autism frequently encounter hurdles in these areas, affecting day-to-day functioning and the ability to adapt to evolving circumstances. The study also analyzed the influence of multilingualism on fundamental autism indicators, such as restricted and repetitive behaviors, social communication, and perspective-taking. We also found that multilingual children have enhanced perspective-taking skills, or the ability to understand someone else's thoughts or point of view, Romero added. Neuroscientists propose a concept called joint activation to help explain these findings. Prior research indicates that the bilingual brain maintains two languages in constant activity and competition, meaning that the everyday process of alternating between languages is linked to improved executive control, often referred to as the bilingual advantage, a subject of ongoing debate. If you have to juggle two languages, you have to suppress one in order to use the other. That's the idea, that inhibition, or the ability to stop yourself from doing something, might be bolstered by knowing two languages, said Udin, now a professor at the University of California, Los Angeles, and director of the Brain Connectivity and Cognition Laboratory. Romero's curiosity about this topic was ignited while she worked in Udin's neuroscience lab, where researchers used brain imaging to study children with autism. During that time, she noticed that some bilingual families avoided using their native language with their child for fear that it might be too daunting or detrimental. I started investigating this to let families know there's no detriment for their child to learn another language, whether or not they have a neurodevelopmental disorder, she said. We know this through research, but often it takes time to translate that to families. So I hope this study helps address that. In his role as executive director of the university's Center for Autism and Related Disabilities, Alessandri frequently hears this question from parents. It is wonderful to have sound research supporting our general recommendation to not restrict language exposures to children in multilingual homes, Alessandri said. This will surely bring a sense of relief to many of our families living with loved ones with autism. Romero and Perry are now delving deeper by examining preschoolers to determine if bilingualism likewise influences children's peer engagement, an essential component of social and cognitive growth. Meanwhile, at UCLA, Udine is conducting a substantial follow-up study to further explore how multilingualism affects brain and cognitive development in children with autism. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like, share and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.